Hello. Oh, yep, we're in. We're on. Hello, how are we doing? Hi. So I'm Felix. I'm going to be doing a little bit of comedy. Everyone, keep it going. Give it up again for Lilo. Absolutely fantastic, really powerful stuff. I'm going to take a little bit of a tone shift, and I'm sorry for that. Or you're welcome. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. So I'm Felix. One of the first things I usually like to get out of the way on stage is that I'm trans, I'm transgender, I'm a trans man. Thank you, one person down the back of the room. Oh, yes, no, I'm very brave, I'm very brave. Now, for anyone who's not super familiar with what it means to be trans, I'll break it down, I'll make it easy for you. Essentially, I've got some aspects that are female, some aspects that are male. It's a little like if a man and a woman had a baby. You know, if you could like imagine something like that happening. No, but I was born in a female body. There is a more specific term for that. It's pregnancy. That's what that's called. And also I've got a cunt. Anyway, oh boy, no, I'm fine. So I've been on testosterone for a while. Last November, actually, I celebrated 10 years since I came out as trans. Thank you. This summer, it'll be 10 years since I've been on T. It's done a lot for me, I think. Significantly changed how I look and sound. But no, something I didn't know before I started testosterone, actually, is it makes you slightly more likely to develop a thing called a paraphilia. Does anyone know what a paraphilia is? It's a health conference, so I'm sure some of you do, but you're being polite, and that's fine. No, essentially, it's a fancy word for a fetish, but I think it makes it sound like you want to fuck ghosts, which, you know, is my thing. Dating ghosts is kind of tough. I mean, it's literally a nightmare. I was seeing this ghost pretty recently, and it really wasn't working out. You know, he had all these issues. He called them his unfinished business, right? And I was like, listen, man, like, he was stalking his ex-wife. He called it haunting, but it was absolutely just stalking. And I was like, man, you gotta stop this. This isn't right. And he was like, no, you don't understand. I need to reap grisly revenge on her because she murdered me to scam my family out of their vast fortune. And I was like, really, man, it just seems like you're not over her. I'm not interested in dating your baggage. You know, and in the rare event they do get over this, like, unfinished business, it's just like, it's like completely disappear, you know what I mean? Then I ran into him like a month later. I was like, sorry, I thought you crossed over. And he goes, no, I went back to dating women exclusively. You know, turns out for me it was a phase, and then he phased right through a wall. Yeah, they're really bad at that as well, just like ending conversations without any context or notice or anything. I really wish there was a term for that. We got smart people in the room. There's some doctors here. But yeah, no, testosterone has done a lot for me. We're at a health conference. I can talk about this. I used to have this condition, actually. I thought it was incurable. A lot of people seem to think it's incurable. It's called resting bitch face. And the cure is actually very simple. It's grow a beard. I don't know why more women don't do it. Really, it's so easy. No joke. I was in Subway one time, and the guy behind the counter gave me a free cookie because he thought I looked sad. Yeah, in fairness, I was being condescended to in Subway, and I took the free cookie. But no, we've got some unique vocabulary in the trans community when it comes to healthcare. We've got this one phrase that I really like. It's trans broken leg syndrome. And some of the healthcare providers in the audience might be thinking, how do you break your leg in a trans way? You don't. You can't. It's impossible. No, it's almost exactly the same as a regular broken leg, but it takes about 5 more doctors, and they're all very confused because it seems to have nothing to do with your hormones. They'll take you off just in case. Listen, and I keep telling them, listen, if I break my leg, it won't have anything to do with testosterone and everything to do with sneaking out of graveyards in the middle of the night. Because I'm renting in Dublin, I've got housemates, you get ectoplasm all over the couch one time, and suddenly you're not allowed to bring dates home anymore. So I've got to go to them. And people on the internet keep telling me I'll never have a male body. I mean, joke's on them, because I've got 3 in the boot of my car. It's a joke, I'm queer, I can't drive. No, but I worry sometimes. I talk a lot about being queer and being trans in my comedy. I worry a little bit that I'm making myself unrelatable. That I'm a bit too niche, that I'm making my whole thing. Okay, that's fine. No, but I've been trying to write some more relatable stuff. So I used to work in fast food. This is a room full of people with real careers. Do we have any veterans of the service industry in? Yeah, oh, it's the volunteers. That makes sense. Sorry. But yeah, no, I used to work at a fast food place, and you see some weird stuff when you work in fast food. No joke, I used to work in this place next to the river, and we had this young couple that would come by. They ended up breaking one of the tables because she was sitting on it, and he was eating her out. Which, true story, insane for one thing, because our policy on outside food was very clear. Just weren't reading the sign, you know? But no, for some reason it would fall to me. I'm standing on a stage. Some of you could probably tell I'm very small. I'm 5'3". For some reason it would fall to me to like go out and tell them to stop or leave, or preferably both. I would have been very impressed if they managed to keep going while leaving. You know, her kind of like crab walking backwards, and him like an upside down wheelbarrow race. Another weird thing I saw working in fast food, we had 2 sets of identical twins in on the same day. It was like down from the convention center. I don't know, is there like a twin convention on? Do they have those? Is that a thing? If there's any room that would know, it's you guys. But no, and like, listen, I'm a very progressive person, like most of you, I must imagine. I think, I don't have any issue with twins as individuals. And so I was on, I think it's a little weird though. It's a little weird. So I was on the till. You know, one guy gets up, he goes like burger, chips, drink, kind of standard meal, pays, steps to the side. His brother gets up. I didn't ask if they were brothers. I kind of just assumed. I don't know if that's like a little twins-phobic of me. But you know, his brother gets up and he goes, oh, I'll have the same. And at that point, I really felt like they were shoving it down my throat. You know, because like, again, I'm very progressive. I'm a very open-minded person. I think in the privacy of your own home, you should be perfectly able to have the same face as another adult human being. But when I have to see it, it is going a little bit far. And I don't know very much about science, so I do assume it's a choice. And also, like, probably a weird sex thing, right? But really, I mean, really, it's the ideology that I have an issue with. You know, because you guys have probably heard these stories. You're working in healthcare. You've definitely heard these people who are raising their kids as twins. You know, and I think they're so young. I think they're so young for their parents to make that kind of decision for them. You know, and then they're bringing them to schools, and they're usually in the same class because that's one of the whole twin thing. And then they're interacting with like other kids, normal kids, only one of their face. And then those kids, well, they're going home with all of these ideas in their heads. And they're going home and they're saying, Mommy, Daddy, there were 2 kids in school today who had the same face. What's going on with that? And I mean, really, what do we expect those poor parents to say? Oh, little Billy, that's statistically likely a minority that happens in basically every human population across all of human history, and it's really nothing to worry about. No, they're freaks and we hate them. You guys have been fantastic. I'm going to finish up on this. You might be thinking, Felix, do you have any strong thoughts on triplets? To which I say, I mean, don't be ridiculous. Triplets aren't real. It's one person running around very, very quickly, and it tricks the human eye. And to be quite honest, I don't trust that either. You guys have been fantastic. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you so much.